Hi, welcome to ORPtv. I'm Craig Stagner. One of the things that we talked about earlier in the year when it got to this slower part of the season that we wanted to take the opportunity to interview some of the local racers and personalities from around the area. And one of the first people that came to mind for me was Matt Sampietro. Matt, welcome to the JK Auto Repair Studio. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, so you've got quite a few different things going on. I don't even know quite where to start. I guess with what's biggest that's happened here recently was this right here, your induction into the Southwest area, Southwest Missouri Drag Racers Reunion and Hall of Fame. That's a long name there. When you first found out, who called and told you that?
I was actually, it was a funny story. I was actually helping my buddy move furniture. He was moving to apartments, and got a text from Larry. And
Larry Hunt?
Larry Hunt Jr., yep. He said he was they were inducting me into the Hall of Fame, and I was like, wow, that's pretty freaking cool. And it really hadn't set in. I was just focused on moving furniture at the time. Right. And so then Paul Hedden called me about 20 or so minutes after that and told me everything, and then it really started to set in. It was like, wow, it's actually a pretty cool deal here, getting some recognition out here for stuff that's been going on.
Now, how long ago was that they told you? You had to sit on that information for a while.
Yeah, I did, yeah. The ceremony was towards the end of November, and I had known since early October-ish. So
how tough was that to not tell everybody? I mean, that's a big thing, secret to keep.
Right, yeah, it was tough there for a little bit. I didn't really want to tell everybody because I had a lot of other stuff going on at the same time, and I didn't want to oversaturate everything. So I kind of held on to it there for a little bit, told my family and a couple of my closer friends, and then let it out towards the end of October, I think, is when I finally let things out. But
you told me you had big news, but you wouldn't tell me what it was, and I didn't press you because I thought, well, Matt and I are buddies, so when it's time to know, he'll tell me. And then when I found out, Matt said that's what it was. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. So you were inducted as a rising star.
Correct. Yep.
What did they tell you that meant in regards to?
There wasn't a whole lot that they necessarily, really touched on about what it meant, but I think just kind of as a general consensus, kind of what everybody knows, it's like they have the whole committee there and that decides on people who they want to put in, and just based on how your years have been going, or results and stuff like that, and I think your personality and how you carry yourself around other people, I think that all plays into it. So for me to be put into that, and just what that means, that the stuff that goes into that really kind of means a lot to me. So.
Well, since we're talking about your character and what all got you there, how old are you?
20. I just turned 20 in October.
Okay, where'd you graduate from?
Logan Rogersville High School.
So you're right there in the heart of drag racing area with Ozark Raceway Park at Rogersville.
Yep.
How long back do you remember going there?
Oh, man, I've been going to the racetrack since I was old enough to know what a racetrack was.
Right. So you grew up there.
Yep, my grandpa had been bracket racing for forever. I don't even know how long he's been doing that.
Now, what's your grandpa's name?
Ken Hall.
Okay. He drives the black car?
Yep, he's got the black dart. We call it the Mopar Missile.
Right.
I turned 16. I started driving. He still drives here and there, but most of the time it's just me.
Now, does your mom also race, or your aunt?
My aunt.
Your aunt does.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and what's her name?
Chris Baker.
And she drives the white pickup truck, right?
It's a silver S10, yep.
Okay, I was off
Close.
a little bit there. Yeah,
There you go.
So that's about the extent of my race car knowledge. Anyway, was that it was white or silver. I knew it was a truck.
Yep.
Your dad, a lot of us know the name, have grown up knowing it.
Right.
Jay Sampietro. I know that that's kind of a sensitive area for you. So I just would say, you look so much like your dad. I know you must hear that all the time.
I had $1 for every time I've heard that.
And what an incredible man he was. He was a Missouri State Highway Patrolman. He died in the line of duty. What year was that?
2005.
2005. So you were
4 years old at the time.
Yeah. But right now, it's got to be kind of bittersweet getting these accolades now. But you probably feel like that your dad's still really proud of you, though.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of a cool story. We'll kind of tie this into it.
Right.
I had a race at Ozark. It was a golf cart race. I wish they did more of those, by the way. Mitch, anybody you're listening, hint, hint.
Yeah, right.
No, they did a golf cart race, and they had this traveling series that they came in and brought a bunch of people, and
I remember that.
yeah, they didn't really have a whole lot of rule restrictions on age and stuff. And at the time, I was 13 years old, and first race I'd ever actually raced in. I, 13, can't drive anything.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't race junior dragsters or anything, so had the opportunity to race somebody's golf cart, and I was like, well, sure, heck yeah. Well, dumb luck had it. Ended up winning the freaking thing. Never drove anything in my life, and I didn't realize what date it was. It was August 17th of 2013. August 17th was the date that my dad got killed on. So you can't tell me that was just a coincidence. I think that was work from upstairs.
Yeah.
So.
And you, one time, I don't remember how many years ago, took his car down the track.
Yeah, I think that was the next year after that. We've still got his old police car. First car he had, we call it Old Dollar. Yeah, we got it cleaned up and running, and Grandpa and I took it out to the track for a fun day, whatever.
Had you driven it before that?
Just around the house.
Okay. How emotional was that to drive that car down the track?
It was cool. It was definitely something sentimental for sure. You won't forget.
Was it fast?
No.
No. I guess for a lot of people, the highway patrol car would seem pretty fast, but when you're growing up at the drag strip, maybe it kind of puts it in perspective that it's not not a drag car.
The old '89 Crown Vic does not react very fast. If anybody's curious.
Yeah, no, there's a bit of weight to them there.
Yeah.
You could probably trim a few pounds off of it for sure. So, now let's look at here. This is you doing some work. Where is this at?
This is at Precision Metal Tech. Kevin Maddox owns the shop. It was just me.
Pro Mod Racer?
Yep. He owns that shop. I've worked there off and on since I was 16, just based with my school stuff.
And you still got all your fingers,
yeah,
so that's good.
Still, had a casualty at one point. Hit it with a grinder, but
I mean, you still have it though.
yeah, still got it. But
Now, what do you do there?
CNC operators, pushing buttons.
CNC means
I don't
cutting
know,
and coring?
something like that.
I think so.
We'll go
Something
with
like
it.
that. Okay.
Putting parts into the machine and making sure they're all fit right, and then just watching and paying attention, making sure stuff doesn't break.
Okay. And this is another look at you here from the Hall of Fame with Al Schoenwetter and Larry Hunt Jr. So where have you have this hanging up somewhere in the house?
I do. I have a trophy wall that I have keep all my plaques and stuff and trophies, and I have it sitting up there, hung up with everything else sitting right next to the plaque that I've got holding in my hand there.
Right. Now, do you have a girlfriend?
Nope.
No.
Hint, hint.
So, you ladies out there looking for a Hall of Famer, this man right here. Now, tell us about this picture. This is tell us whose car this is and that kind of thing.
Matt Zimmerman owns the car and all the stuff we got here. Tim Slavens is the driver. We got Tyler standing right there, Tyler Slavens and Hannah Slavens. We got Blaine, and I think that's Mikey right there.
And this would be you.
That's me.
And what's the name of this car?
We call it the Wolverine.
How did they come up with it? Is this a reference to the Marvel thing?
I don't think so. A couple years ago, we were running the 10.5 stuff back at Ozark when they were having the Outlaw 10.5 stuff. The name just got thrown out there over the PA system. I think it was Paul Hedden actually who called it the Wolverine, and the name just kind of stuck from there.
All right. Well, it's a cool name. I mean, people know it as that.
Yep.
So, no, what year is this car and such?
It's a 69 Camaro. It's a twin turbo Hemi.
And what do you do with the team?
Just turning wrenches, making sure stuff gets done in the pits, and
Not a specific title like crew chief or
nope,
gopher.
not with these guys. Nope.
Okay.
Just everybody kind of has their own just odds and end jobs, and we all kind of pitch in and get stuff done.
Now, are you enjoying more the working on the cars, or do you like racing more?
I like it all. Don't get me wrong, but I love driving. I love driving.
Can't really replace that, can you?
No, it's tough to. Don't get me. Like I said, I love working on this caliber of stuff and just being around everybody and the events and stuff that I get to go to and traveling. It's great. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
Now, this is not the Wolverine. Tell us about this right here.
This is one of the three cars. Got a NHRA Pro Mod team. They're based out of Weatherford, Texas, that I work for, and started with them in October, very first weekend of October.
Now, who is this team?
PJS Racing. Pez Jones and Sons Racing.
Okay, who's the racer?
This car is Justin Jones's car.
Okay.
We got 2 other cars. Brandon Pez drives one, and Jeff Jones drives the other one.
Do you work on all 3?
Yeah. I guess my technical position there would be considered a floater. So usually I'm assigned to Brandon's car with regular maintenance, but if something goes haywire with one of the other 2s, I'll move over from Brandon's car and go wherever I'm needed at.
So tell us, you are still living here.
Yep.
And they're racing.
They're based out of Weatherford, Texas, and we run the full 10 races with the NHRA Pro Mod Series.
So you're going traveling, doing a lot of airports, a lot of traveling, flying back and forth. Any thoughts of relocating or?
It's ran across my mind, but as of right now, no. I'm still full-time in school, and so.
How did you end up from racing at Ozark to working with Tim Slavens and Zimmerman Racing to ended up in an NHRA Pro Mod?
I think, in my opinion, it's more of just how you present yourself and how you carry yourself. You'd never burn a bridge. That's what I've always kind of gone by. Be kind to everybody and shake the hand of everyone. You might not necessarily agree with everybody or what they have to say, but at the end of the day, we're all here to race and have a good time. So, just having a positive attitude and ready to go race every weekend.
And the bigger you become, the more high profile. If it's somebody that you see every day, maybe you can have a bad day, but as you get to some of these events, you start representing something bigger than you. And that one time, if you aren't friendly to somebody or snub them, they may say, they'll judge your entire character off that one meeting and go, man, I don't like that guy. That guy's a jerk. Well, it was just that one time, but.
Never know who you're talking to, especially with the NHRA stuff, growing up with bracket racing locally around here and then working with Tim and Mark and Matt and all those guys. I know most of those people around there, and I'm a lot more familiar with that, but I'm not as familiar with the NHRA stuff, so I don't always know exactly who I'm talking to, so always just be kind to everybody.
Stevie Fast Jackson.
Oh, yeah. I've been racing with him, raced with him on the radial side of things, and now I'm over on the Pro Mod side of things with him also.
He talks a little, doesn't he?
He's a talkative guy.
He's kind of got that pro wrestling demeanor there of knowing how to work the mic.
Right, yeah. He's definitely good at what he does. Yeah,
he's one of those guys that's transcended, almost like a John Force, that you start to recognize outside the car. So that's pretty cool. Now you'll be with them again this coming year.
Yep, going back full time for the 2021 season.
So do you go just on race day, or are you going during the week, or how's that work?
Well, so since I'm in college still, I can't fly out on Thursdays. So usually I'll get an early morning flight on the Friday, and the way that it was in this year, we didn't, with COVID and everything, we didn't qualify on Thursdays. It was just Friday, Saturday, qualify and race on Sunday. So I could get away with flying out on Friday morning, and then I'd be at the track wherever it was, usually by 1 or 2, hopefully in the afternoon, and we'd go from there, and then I'd stay the weekend with all their stuff and fly home on Sunday night or Monday morning.
It's got to be tough going to school, too.
Yeah, it's a tricky handling all of it.
What are you majoring in?
Criminal justice.
Okay. Are you wanting to get into what?
I'd like to go down the law enforcement route, follow up Dad's footsteps, kind of go into the highway patrol. I know a lot of people there. My family's all worked there and grown up there. It's my other family there.
Right. Now this is you. This is this at Twister Alley or
Butterfield? Yep.
Okay, Twister Alley Raceway with Chip Abramovitz. Great place to go. That's a big track.
It's a fun place. Yeah, I have a good time with it.
It's surprising. I don't know about you. I was shocked at how big this sport is. I thought when I heard of go-karts, I thought, well, there might be 20, 30 people. And get out there, and they averaged, I think, 147 carts a race this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. They stayed busy.
Yeah, and I think next year they're going to have to break up their main race, the Boogeyman?
The Boogeyman and the
into
Sizzler.
A 2-day event. It had so many people.
Yeah.
So now tell us about your kart here and what you think of this.
It's a 2013 Charger chassis. I just here recently got into this stuff just because I like racing. I like all kinds of it. I don't care if it's circle track or drag racing or what. And decided I didn't have enough to do anyways. So I got into kart racing a little bit and been having a good time with that. It's nice to be able to go to something where I don't really have a whole lot of standards set for myself or the bars.
Not everybody there knows you like they do at the drag strip.
It's just there to have fun.
Yeah. Who's your sponsors there?
I got Broyles Outdoor Maintenance on there, Precision Metal Tech, and I got an ORPtv sticker on there.
I see that right there. Let's see, just right in there. It's a little fuzzy, but hey,
it's there.
Yeah. And that aspect, what you said, there's kind of what we built our thing on, is that, we're not totally entrenched in one style, just like you're saying there. We kind of like all of it.
Right.
We like all of racing. So that's kind of your style there, too.
Yep.
Now, this here's your grandpa, right?
Yep. This picture, I tell you what, we had a killer year this year with this car. I think I ended up winning 8 or 9 different races and a couple of different tracks. Won a couple of high-profile races, which is cool, but it means a lot to be able to go do this with my grandpa, and it's kind of just our thing. My aunt does it here and there, but him and I travel a lot more together, and we always have a good time, making a lot of memories.
He's a quiet fella. He doesn't talk a whole lot.
Yeah. Once you get to know him, he's a little chatterbox.
Now, I noticed here the hair is a little bit longer there.
Yeah.
What was that some superstition you had this year, or was it just COVID, you couldn't get to a barber? Or?
No, it absolutely was superstition. Is
there anybody more superstitious than athletes and racers?
Right. No, that's exactly right. No, I don't know. For a little while there, I was like, well, I'll just let it grow out for a little bit and see what happens. And then started turning on some wind lights. And I was like, it's the hair. It's got to be the hair. And so from like March all the way up until, I think I cut it in October. It was so long. I couldn't cut it though. Like, I was winning races.
Because if you'd have had one, just the first red light, you'd have been, that's it.
It's the hair.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Like, you would have just felt completely to blame it. So
we kept the hair for good luck. Might have to grow it back out now.
Well, hey, like I said, you've got those sponsors. You got some other sponsors with all the racing, some people that have really been...
Yeah, I got a couple people to thank. Of course, my grandpa. My grandpa helps me out a lot, and he's kind of got me started with all this stuff. And then Matt Zimmerman and Anita Zimmerman, Tim Slavens, Mark Wardhausen at Taito Race Cars. They do a lot for me, and they help me out a lot with the Wolverine car, the radial stuff. Riley Sharp at Left Side Motorsports with the karting. Eric and Larry Tracy at TMS Karting. They all help me out a lot for the kart stuff. So
the Drag Race Hall of Fame for recognizing your talent.
Absolutely, yeah. Al and Larry and Paul and all the guys that are on that committee for recognizing me for some of the stuff I've been able to do this year, and at such a young age, it's been definitely pretty cool. So.
It is. I'm sure your dad's is very proud of you, and I know that your mom and aunt and grandpa and everybody. I've never met anyone who's ever had anything bad to say about Sampietro, and so I try to give them. So no, I don't. Everybody just thinks the world of you, and I think that's amazing because. A young guy with this kind of success, to not let it go to your head and just keep on and represent the way you do is pretty awesome.
It's cool for sure. Any younger kids out there watching who ever want to go anywhere with, it doesn't matter if it's freaking playing chess or hockey or basketball, football. If your dreams are what they are, just go out there and get them. Ain't nobody stopping you.
Hey, you might as well. The worst thing that happen is that you succeed.
Right.
And then you get real busy and you get famous and you get a girlfriend and
still working on that part.
Let your hair grow out. So, well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us here. You've been somebody that I've been seeing since you were 12, 13 years old down there at the track, and watched you grow up and grow way taller than me and better looking and more successful. So I'm just going to ride those coattails the best I can. So if you feel something fat hanging on the back of you, that's me riding.
Hop on the train. We'll carry everybody with us. Never forget where you came from.
So. You never know, do you?
Nope. So
Matt Sampietro, thank you so much, and congratulations on all the success.
Thank you.